What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we're going to be checking out the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus. Now this is the figure that pretty much set the standard moving forward for the Hammond Collection. Now, upon seeing reviews and reading about it when it first came out, I was all in on it. I don't collect Hammond Collection. I do have, this is like my second dinosaur ever from the Hammond Collection in my collection, and I got one human figure from that line too as well. But I'm convinced now, seeing the previous releases, when it comes to like the Giganotosaurus and the Therizinosaurus, I'm gonna get those just because of the standard that they set based on this figure, and from seeing reviews on those two figures, I'm gonna cherry pick that line because it's pretty expensive, but I must say it's just like the quality is really vastly improved from when they started this. Like, they don't have oversized feet anymore. They've got the portions of the feet right. It's just things like that, and the quality, and as far as when it comes to the sculpts of the head sculpts and things like that. Now, is it 100% better? No, it's miles better than what it was before. I just wish they could improve upon the Raptors that they previously released. Hopefully, they can revisit some of the stuff that they released previously and improve upon on those, especially with the Raptors. The Raptors are probably one of the worst figures from the Hammond Collection as far as head sculpts and feet goes, and it's just pretty bad. Now, as far as other dinosaurs, some of them are okay, but they can be improved on too. But nonetheless, I was convinced that I went out and bought this when it was like when they had their little sale, and I'm very happy I did. So, with that being said, we are going to be taking a look at the packaging first, and then we're going to take this thing out and take a closer look at it. And this is a pretty big figure, and this Carnotaurus is based off the Fallen Kingdom one, and hopefully they can release one for Dominion with the broken horn. We pretty much don't have to do anything but just the head sculpt. That's it, with the broken horn. That's it. So other than that, they just keep everything the same. From the looks of it, they'll be fine. But yeah, this is a bigger box. You got the Jurassic Park logo right there, Jurassic World logo right there, and you get the Hammond Collection logo right there, and you got the image of the Carno right there, and then you got this is a window style box right there, and you got half the figure there, and then you got Carnotaurus, then ages 8 and up, that's me, and then you got the Mattel logo right there, and on the bottom you got your basic legal information. And so if we just turn this thing around, and here we have the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom logo there. We got the Carnotaurus here, and it shows you a couple of images there, like how its posability right there, and the eye. So apparently the glass eye is what kind of sets the tone for the figure too, as well, as far as when it comes to the head sculpt. And then, of course, if you want to pause and read that, you may. And then, of course, we got here on the cross cell, we got the Owen Grady and the Velociraptor Blue and the Dimentrodon. Now, a lot of people didn't like this figure just because of, I guess, because of the aesthetics of it. They said that a lot of people enjoyed this one. The blue was good, and then Owen was pretty good. So, that being said, let's go ahead and open this thing up and take a closer look at it. Right, so this is what it looks like. It's inside the box fully. So, of course, you got to do some assembly with the tail. So, it looks like the tail's got an extra articulation to it. And along with the, I'm hoping it's a wire, And, just look at it. I think it's a beautiful figure. The way it's painted and everything. Nice. I mean, that is it's pretty impressive. All right, so let's go ahead and take this thing out and put the tail on and get to it. And here it is, fully assembled and out of its packaging. And I must say, it's a very impressive figure. Um, it is very hollow. Oh, I will say that. But again, the tail, because of the thickness at the end of the tail, where the articulation point is on back, from here on back, uh, it's very heavy. And of course, that's to help balance out the front portion of the figure, so that way it doesn't topple over like that. Even though it is hollow. I mean, you could tell it's the hollow base and everything here, the main body, and then it's hollow here, and then this is where the most of the weight is right here on this point. And of course, it's got that wire and everything. But aside from that, it's a great figure. I mean, I'm just thoroughly impressed with it, and it's got a lot of details on it, and very excited to have this in the collection. I'm very happy that I did. Took a chance on it and picked it up. I like the length of the tail. They did a great job with that, and just being able to add the second portion, the first part and then the second part, adds more dynamic to it, and it's wonderful in my opinion. And so, let's go ahead and start off with the head sculpt. And so, as far as the head sculpt goes, it's really great. The more I learn about the Carnotaurus, the more I appreciate it more as far as an actual species goes. And it's got a very cool look to it. They're like the bulldogs of the dinosaur world. Because of the short, rounded out snout and everything. And it's got a very unique and impressive design to it. Some people might think it looks ugly, but I think it looks very unique. It's got its own unique trait to it. But yeah, the head sculpt is very well designed, and I do like the eye. You can tell that they got the marble eye to it. So if I'm not looking into the camera, it looks like it's just one yellow ball. But when I'm looking into the camera now, you can see the pupil, where it's at. Let me know in the comments below if you can pick that up. Here on the other side, same thing. You could see the pupil and everything. I know they first did that on the Tyrannosaurus, and people liked it, but didn't like it at the same time. They were trying something different, so they gave them credit for that. But yeah, you can see the pupil. I mean, picking on camera, you can see it right there and everything. So, I mean, they're trying. I'll give them that. Really do like if I do it like that, then you can't see nothing at all. There's no pupil. But if I move it down a little bit, you can see it. So, but hey, gotta give them credit though. But yeah, overall the body in itself, it's very nicely detailed. Get the details here, the skin folds, deep cuts here in the hind legs and everything here. You got the folds and wrinkles here at the back of the tail, even more right there. And then here on the back of this. And then you got the wrinkling and folds right there. And then here in the front, where the rib cage is, you can see it there. Here all around the shoulder blades and everything, shoulder area, neck. And then you got the wrinkling here alongside the back of the head and neck right there. And then here, knees. And then you get the deep cut here in the calf area. And you get the bird-like feet right there. And you got painted toenails, which should. No paint here. So, and then here, same thing. A little bit more deeper here right here on this side. And then not as much wrinkling and folding here on this side as well. So, but then you still got the wrinkling here in the neck and everything. And so, but yeah, and then here is the teeth, where they actually changed it up instead of adding it as part of the head sculpt. The teeth are all separate, rubbery piece, so you can tell that this is teeth isn't. Yeah, so they are a separate piece. So it adds a great touch to it, and of course, you know, they are adding these type of teeth to the main line as well, so it makes it a lot better, aesthetically more pleasing, instead of having sloppy teeth that are painted, you know, they're all over the face and stuff. Look like it's brushing its teeth or some shit. But yeah, I mean, just the detail is just on par. You know, a little bit better than the main line, you know. But yeah, overall the details is very impressive. And then when you get to the paint app aspects to it, you know, it's got a lot of paint apps to it. So even though it's just mainly this main body right here, but as far as the black texturing goes and the airbrushing here on the hind legs and stuff, here on the back, it's very well done, especially around the face area. And then here on the neck, you know, you got some airbrushing here alongside the neck, and then here alongside the main body, and it goes all the way down to here. So they're trying. It's most of the tail. It should have been right there. So, but then here, you know, got the airbrushing on the underbelly right there. And of course, you know, the cutoff point right there. So it would have been cool if they had at least just got it down in there. You know, you gotta remember, this is supposed to be their premium figure, so it's supposed to have a little bit more extra than the main line does. But other than that, it looks very good. Very impressed with it. Same here on this side. Texturing, airbrushing. Very nice. So kudos to Mattel for that. So very, very impressed with this figure. So, all right. So let's get to the way of articulation. So we'll start back here. And here's the tail right there. It's on a ball. And then here, it's on a up and down, side to side. So you can move the tail. It's got a lot of range of motion right there. Not so much this part, because it's that rubbery piece where the wire is. But you can get a little bit of range of motion. But it's not like this. You can get a lot of range. But it's got that bendy wire right there. So you can go all the way down like that. And so this side and this side. So you get some movements. So is it going to hold though? That's the thing. That's what it is. Because the wire stops about right there. So you can get a little bit of moving and hold right there. So, but like I said, it's like the thickness right there is real heavy, and then this is where the wire portion is, where most of the bend will give right there. So this is where the bend point right there. So, and then the hind legs, forwards, backwards, you know. And then you got the ball right here at the knee, ball and hinge right there. And then you can move it side to side, forwards and backwards. Not so much forward, but a lot backwards right there. And then here, you get the ball and hinge here, there, in the calf area. Go all the way back like that. And go all the way forward like that. So you get in squat pose. And then you got the ball and hinge, the feet and the ankles. So there's about as far as you're gonna get, and then there, all the way down, and then you get the side to side movement there. So same here with that. So this side can go a little bit more higher than this one. This one's a little stuck, so I'm not going to force it. So that's where you might want to kind of heat it up. At least for mine, that is. And then here at the arms, you got the ball and hinge at the arms. You know, outwards, inwards, forwards and backwards. And then you got the little ball and hinge at the elbow joint right there. So forwards, backwards, rotation all the way out. 360 right there. So now when it comes to the arms, now this is based off the Fallen Kingdom Carnotaurus. So it has full size, one would say full size arms, but it's got full arms. Because normally, like, you would take that off and put that right there, and it would just be like how it's supposed to be. And then as far as the neck and head and so forth goes, so it's on a ball and hinge. Get up and down. Then you can doesn't really turn. So I don't know if anybody else's, but mine doesn't do that. It's just only up and down. So basically on a hinge, so not on a ball. And then here it's on a hinge as well. And it's on a ball, but you can sideways. This way, looking that way, and so forth. So, but as far as any kind of like rotation, like turning it around like a 360, you can't do it. So, it's only side to side and up and down. And the same thing with this, it's just up and down. So, no side to side or anything, but just up and down. So, and then as far as this goes, now the cool thing about this is that when you open it up, the whole head opens up. The whole jaw opens up. It's like connected as one. So that's cool. So you can have it all the way open like that. Or, you know, just have it slightly closed, or you can have it closed like that. So it's a full flush. So that's really cool. So, but yeah, I mean, I love this thing. This thing's incredible. Detail and everything. It's just very nice. You know. But like I said, I'm not all in on this thing. I'm just gonna cherry pick certain things, you know. But it is a nice figure, though. There we go. So, all right. So let's go ahead and do some comparisons. All right. So here it is with the Fallen Kingdom mainline Carnotaurus when we first got when the movie came out. So you could tell a big difference when it comes to the figure. So here it is. There. So both look good together, you know. But you could tell where the quality is at. So, very cool. I'll go ahead and remove that one. And then here is the second one that we got. I forgot what line this came from, but this is the one that came out before here. So, there it is with the size of that. Again, I forgot what line this one came out in. So, but at the time it was nice to get another Carnotaurus in the collection, even though it was a bit oversized. So, that's about pretty much the same thing. Same size. Him up a little bit. There you go. Alright. So there we set up that, and then we can bring out Toro. Camp-Cretaceous. So that way. Looks pretty good, you know. I do like these together. You can bring out these guys, and so we can see the full on there. So they all look good together, you know. I like it. What y'all think? Alright, so that was my review of the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus. I don't know why I had that pause there. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this review as much as I did filming it. And let me know in the comments below what you think of this figure. And don't forget, where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and know what you like, because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.